Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Tonight I was able to participate in a draft using the Rivals draft set. I had a friend that had an extra set, so I was able to borrow his extra Rivals set. So big thanks goes out to him for letting me borrow those cards. The draft was a lot of fun. This is the very first one I've done. I didn't draft a ton of upgrades, so most of my upgrades actually came from the draft set itself. But the way we did this draft was we did 6 packs, two from each set. So we did the first round of draft was we opened a pack of Awakenings, a pack of Spirit of Rebellion, and a pack of Empire at War. We drafted all that, and then after that we did it again where you pass. So first pack you open, you throw all the dice into the middle of the table, create one big pack out of those 3 packs, then pick a card and pass to the left. When that pack is all gone, you open the other 3 packs, put the dice in the middle of the table, pick a card and pass to the right until all the cards are gone. And then we saw who had, we basically divided up the dice and we built our decks featuring stuff from the Rivals draft set. So my first deck, we just did 3 rounds. Fantasy Flight recommends playing once against each opponent. We didn't have enough time to really do that, so we just did 3 rounds, and then we played for picks of the rares and legendaries at the end of that. So I believe everybody got at least one legendary, and then a handful of rares. So I think I got a total of 6 cards with dice, 5 rares, one legendary. And basically the way we did a snake draft. So I think it was first place got first pick, and then it goes all the way down to like 6, and then it goes back from 6 to 1, and so on. Anyway, so my first deck was Quinlan Voss, Guavian Enforcer, and Royal Guard. I lost to a Riken Mill deck the first round. So it was Riken, Ketsu from the draft set, and Rookie Pilot. The next deck I played against was, I believe, Scenery, however you pronounce her name. Scenery, Ketsu, and I forget who the third character was in that deck. I lost to that deck as well. And then I actually switched decks each time. So first round I did was who is the deck? Again, it was Quinlan, Guavian Enforcer, Royal Guard, and then I took Quinlan out after that and went with, I believe, Ketsu, Jawa, and I think Guavian stayed as well. And then the final round, the round that I actually won, it was Anakin from the draft set, Guavian Enforcer, and Royal Guard. So the draft was a lot of fun, just seeing what gets opened and how many times a certain card gets passed multiple times. In my Awakenings pack and Empire at War pack, I opened the legendary in each. I opened the ATST and the Ion Rifle, the Ion Disruptor. That Ion Rifle actually got passed multiple times until I ended up actually taking it. I then realized I had pretty much committed at that point to playing blue-yellow. So I didn't have a whole lot of reds, and there wasn't a whole lot of reds in the draft pack. I think there was just Targeting Computer, the Fang Fighter, and a couple others. So I didn't have enough red cards to really switch out. But went blue-yellow most of the event. Had a lot of fun drafting and actually playing. Very fun set, very fun format. I look forward to doing more drafts, maybe sealed, where you actually get 8 packs, and you're not passing between other players with that. You're just opening 8 packs and building a deck out of those 8 packs plus the Rivals draft set. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the deck that I ended up settling on. Probably the deck that I actually won with and did a little bit better with. So we'll be right back with that, and I'm going to go through the deck and break down the deck for you. So we'll be right back with that. Alright, and here we are back with the draft deck that I ended up going with at the end of the tournament. So actually won one game with this deck. Again, I went 1 and 2 in the tournament. So Emperor's Throne Room is our battlefield. So I have a few different dice that have specials on them. So Anakin has a special, the T-21 Repeating Blaster has a special, and so does the Verpine Sniper Rifle. So went ahead and went with the Emperor's Throne Room. And then we have a Royal Guard. So 9 points, 8 health. 1 melee, 2 melee, plus 2 melee, shield, shield, blank. Has Guardian, and you cannot play blue abilities on this character. Guardian ended up actually really saving me quite a lot here. So, able to Guardian away like 4 damage during that game. So, I activated once, Guardian 2 later in the game, and was able to keep that damage off of my characters. So, Royal Guard, we have Guavian Enforcer, 8 points, 9 health. 1 range, 2 range, plus 1 range, plus 1 resource, plus 1 resource, blank. As an action, remove this die to remove 1 shield from a character. I never really used the action, but I definitely used the range damage on there. And finally, we have Anakin Skywalker, Conflicted Apprentice from the draft set. 10 points, 10 health, 2 melee for a resource, shield, resource, special, and blank. You can have Darth Vader on your team. And special, discard a hero card from your hand to give a character 2 shields, or discard a villain card from your hand to deal 2 damage to a character. So into our upgrades. Not a whole lot. I didn't draft a whole lot of upgrades. Most of the upgrades actually come from the draft set. So we had 1 crafted lightsaber. So 2 cost, 2 melee for a resource, plus 3 melee. Resource, blank, and play only on an exhausted character. Next up, we had 1 I Am the Master, cost 1. After the attached character or upgrade dice deal damage, you may exhaust this upgrade to turn a die to a side showing a blank. We had a supply pack, 1 cost. Exhaust this upgrade to reroll any number of the attached character or upgrade dice. We had the T21 Repeating Blaster, 3 cost. 2 range, plus 2 range, disrupt, resource, special for a resource and the blank. And special is deal 2 damage to a character, then you may re-roll this die instead of removing it from your pool. We have the Verpine Sniper Rifle. This is also from the draft set. 2 cost, 2 range damage for a resource, plus 2 range damage, focus, resource, special, blank, and it deals 2 unblockable damage to a character. And finally, we have 1 Vibro Sword. 3 cost, has redeploy, 1 melee damage, 3 melee damage for a resource, plus 2 melee damage, discard, resource, and blank. To our supports, had 1 Bespin Wingguard. This is from the draft set. Cost 1. As an action, exhaust the support and spend the resource to force an opponent to choose and discard a card from their hand. We had 1 Funeral Pyre. 1 cost. Before one of your blue characters is defeated, you may move an upgrade from it to another one of your characters. Return this upgrade die to its card. So I actually was able to use this in that game as well by moving one of the weapons off of Anakin onto the Guavian Enforcer. We had 1 Meditate. So 0 cost, exhaust this support and remove one of your dice showing a blank. Turn one of your dice to a side not showing damage. So I was able to focus into specials with this. Into our events. My deck was mostly events. Looks like we're running 21 events actually. So first up is Ace in the Hole. Cost 0. Discard a yellow upgrade from your hand to roll its die into your pool. If able, set aside that die after it is resolved or removed. I never actually used this for its effect. I mostly just used this to discard for rerolls. The only thing I could really roll in would be the rifle. I had 1 Emulate, so I saw a lot of people were playing Anakin, so I threw this in. 0 cost. Turn a character die to any side if there are 2 or more copies of that character in play. So my Anakin and my opponent's Anakin, for example. Had 1 Fight Back from the draft set. 1 cost. Remove 1 of your dice to remove a die showing damage, either ranged, melee, or indirect. Add 1 Force Strike. 1 cost. Turn 1 of your blue dice to a side showing melee damage, then you may resolve that die. I had a Force Vision. 0 cost. Ambush. Look at the top 5 cards of the player's deck. Do not rearrange them. I never actually use this. I mostly just use this for rerolls. Hidden Motive. 0 cost. Choose a symbol. This is also from the draft deck. Choose a symbol, then reroll an opponent's die. If that die just rolled a chosen symbol, remove it. Never actually got that out, I don't think. And I think I may have discarded it for a reroll in one game. Lightsaber Pull. 0 cost. Spot a blue character to search your deck for a blue weapon, reveal it, and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. So I was able to get the crafted lightsaber out with Lightsaber Pull. You then had Lightsaber Training. 1 cost. Turn up to 2 of your blue weapon dice the size of your choice. Again, we only had the 1 blue weapon, so I was able to use it with that a couple times. Next up, we had Lying in Wait. 1 cost. Force an opponent to choose and discard cards from their hand down to the number of cards you have in your hand. So if I have one card in hand and they have four, they have to discard down to one. And one mind trick. 2 cost. Spot a blue character to force an opponent to split their dice into two groups of any size. Choose one group and remove all the dice in it. Never actually got this off or used it. I think I discarded it for a reroll times. And we have My Ally is a Force. 2 cost. Ambush. Resolve one of your blue dice without removing it from your pool. Never actually got this to go off either, because either by that time, by the time I drew it, my one blue character was already defeated, or Anakin had already been defeated, and I think Royal Guard was about to die and didn't have any damage showing or anything worth using it with. We have one Noble Sacrifice. Defeat one of your blue characters to exhaust a character. Never actually got to use this one either, but it would have been nice. Would have been nice because I could have defeated the Royal Guard to exhaust another character, because the Royal Guard was taking quite a bit of damage from Guardian. One Overconfidence. Cost 1. Spot a blue character to reroll 2 dice. Then remove one of those dice with the lowest value. Choose in the case of a tie. I got that to go off a couple times. We had one Pickpocket, one resource. Discard a random card from each opponent's hand and then draw cards equal to the number of cards that were just discarded. This one, I got this off a couple times. One Recycle. This is mostly just added to kind of fill the deck in, but 1 cost. Discard one of your supports from play, then gain resources equal to its cost. I think I just used this for rerolls. Had one Rejuvenate. 0 cost. Spot a blue character to heal 1 damage from a character, so I was able to heal Anakin with this. Had one Scavenge. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Then you may add an upgrade or support from your discard pile to your hand. Never used this. This again got used for rerolls mostly. We had one Smuggling. Spot a yellow character and discard a card from your hand to gain a resource. I actually used this once. Just used it on cards I had no use in playing, or cards that required me to spot a certain character I no longer had to get a resource. So that worked out. I had one Surprise Attack from the draft set. 1 cost. Resolve one of your dice showing damage, either ranged, melee, or indirect, increasing its value by 1. And finally, we have one Tinker. 0 cost. Turn one of your dice to a side showing a value of 1. Got this off a few times. Really nice in draft because you have a character that has like a 1 damage side, like a 1 melee or a 1 range or 1 indirect. You can turn it to that side. It's also nice if you have modifiers, so you can change a blank to non-modified damage and then resolve all the modifiers on your next turn. And finally, we had one Willpower. 1 cost. Move 1 damage from one of your exhausted characters to an opponent's exhausted character. This ignores shields. Didn't really get to use this, but I was able to discard it for a reroll in one game. So this was my draft deck for the very first draft I did. I'll have a list in the description where you can check out the deck. And again, draft was a lot of fun. Really looking forward to doing more drafts once the draft set is in wider release. Again, I want to thank my friend for letting me use his other draft deck. And again, really fun format. Definitely adds some variety to Destiny, and I'm looking forward to drafting more. And when I do more drafts, I'll create more videos for whatever decks I use in those events. So that's going to do it for today's video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. And always remember, the giveaway for the deck box and packs of Destiny is still going on. There'll be a link in the description to where you can check that out. Again, thanks for watching and take care.